All right, so we are going to do a how-to, and I'm going to try to do this without having a script and having to figure this out, because that's how I do all my how-tos. So, as unpolished as I always am. So, this how-to is going to be about automating your projectors. Now, this also can automate anything with a remote, as well as anything that has Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So that includes smart bulbs, that includes smart switches, outlets and things like that. The app will do that. The addition of a smart IR, smart universal remote controller. They look like this. And this is actually what it actually looks like. It's a very simple little disc. Plugs in with the USB. That will allow the app that you load on your phone, tablet, whatever, to operate anything with a remote. So, like a projector remote, like this. That's upside down. There we go. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you step by step how to add the app, which is pretty self-explanatory. Add the universal remote controller, or smart IR is what I'll probably call it from now on. How to add the remote, which will in turn add the projector. And then how to program a sequence to get this to operate without you doing a thing. All automated by time or sunrise, sunset, whatever you want it to do. This was taught to me by Eric of Silver Star Cemetery in Vancouver, Washington. So all credit to him. He's the one who figured all this out on his own. He didn't have anybody show it to him. And so I went over there tonight and he taught me how to do all of this. Once you do this, you're going to be like, oh, this is awesome. I know how to do all that stuff. So what you're going to need, again, is a projector, any kind of projector that has a remote control. You're going to need a tablet or a phone. Obviously, the bigger the tablet, the easier it'll be to do some of the scenes and things like that. If you're fast on your phone, then do it on your phone. But anything that is connected to Wi-Fi, you will need one of these smart IRs. Now, I've noticed on Amazon that there are a bunch of these. This one right here is this model FKUFO.RA. It does have a range of 10 meters for the IR, and you need, obviously, a 2.4 gigahertz. This will not work on 5G, 5G internet, Wi-Fi. This one I bought a couple years ago, so it may now. They may have other ones that do. So make sure you check that when you're looking at the listings. I will put down a bunch of listings on the description below that will work with this Smart Life app. And if you look on the bottom right here, it'll actually say this little symbol. Actually, you could probably take a picture of that with your phone right now. That is the icon you'll look for in the Play Store. It's Smart Life is the name of the app. And actually, it's right there. Boom. So don't download anything else that doesn't say Smart Life. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this with sort of one hand here. Oh no, I have a tripod, so we're going to do that. But, so what you're going to do is you're going to get a screen, put this in your house or something like that, and you're going to plug it in, do not turn it on, put a USB stick in there that has whatever files you want to play, and it can have as many files as you want or just one. I recommend when I do my display that you put one file on there. Don't put all your Atmos or all your Spectral Illusions or high res on all of them on a drive, and then, so just put one file. So if this is going to play the new Legends of Halloween, and it's going to play the Headless Horseman, just put that file on there. A lot of times I make my own videos of, like for the Singing Pumpkins, I use Jack Jamboree 1, 2, and 3, and some of Halloween Moon that has pumpkin faces. I put them in a movie myself. So that movie file is the only thing loaded. This one has 2, which is, I'm going against what I'm saying, but that's because I haven't picked out which one of these I want to use yet. Once I pick out which one I'm going to use on the window, I'm only going to have one file. So that allows me to have to not have to worry about anything else playing that I don't want to. I used to go along and have Halloween stuff on one and Christmas on there as well, because I would leave the projector where it is and I would switch it over to the Christmas stuff. Well, I would just suggest the file you want to project, that's the file you put on there, and that's it. Always make sure that your USB sticks are formatted in FAT32. If you just buy it from the store, format it again. Even though it probably will come in FAT32, do it again. Format it FAT32, name it whatever you want, and then load the file on there. Then you know it's done right. So plug that in, and then plug in your smart IR. Any phone charger, a phone charger one will work. Any of the bricks. I don't even know if it says. Sorry. Anything that is 5 volt 1 amp or more, preferably 5 volt 1 amp, which that's most cell phone chargers. So I also wanted to interject as I was editing this video. I remembered that one of the biggest parts of this is that the IR sensor, the smart IR blaster, will need to have its own power that does not turn off with your display. Or you have to have your display, that part of your power. So like for mine, my display turns on and that gives the power to the projectors. So this won't work until the power to those projectors is activated. So if you were to do this, you would need all the power to come on. And then once those connected back to your Wi-Fi, then you can start the process. That could take any amount of time. That could take a couple of minutes. It could take, a couple seconds. So without knowing that each time, it'd be hard to figure out the delay of when to start that process on your scheduling when you do this app. So I would say ensure that you have this on a constant power. Hopefully you can do that. Otherwise, you may have to play with it and see how fast it connects to internet, do some trial and error. But have that on a constant power so that it's just on all day and all night. And when your display power's on, your projectors are on, this thing can start at its certain time. So if you do 6:30 and then you start those things at 6:31, they're already connected, they haven't gone out, and you're ready to go. So just wanted to add that little part. I remembered that today while I was editing. And then you'll need your tablet and you'll need the remote. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this on a tripod and we're gonna start from scratch by adding after you've added the app, we will add the rest of the stuff. Once you have connected to your 2G internet, you will hit the Smart Life app, which will then load up a screen that will look like this. Now your screen will have nothing on it. Mine already has some on it, but I'm going to start this from start to finish. We're going to add another IR and we're going to name it something different. So we're going to hit Add Device, which is up here in the top corner. You're going to hit Add Device, and on the bottom of this, there's a button. You can see it right there. Hit that button. Until the little light starts blinking. See? So it should find it by itself, but if it does not, you go to Sensors and you hit Sensor Wi-Fi. Now you're going to have to type in your password to your 2G internet again and hit Next, and it will say confirm the indicator is blinking rapidly. That's blinking rapidly. So we're going to blink it rapidly. I connected this on all my friends' Wi-Fi, so that's probably why it's not connecting from earlier, because it was on a different Wi-Fi. So now it says Smart IR2. It's already named it something different. So I'm going to try to zoom in on some of this. So I'm doing this with the tripod with the thing because I obviously can't screenshot this at the same time. So you hit the plus button and it adds it, and you can name it whatever you want. The suggestion is that you name this IR to match the projector. So if it's going to play on your kitchen window, then name this kitchen window smart IR and name that projector kitchen window projector. So then you know they go together. Also, when you go to put these away, what Eric does is he puts color-coded stickers on the projector and the IR. So this IR would be red, and the projector would have a red, like those little red, different colored dots you can get like at Dollar Tree for garage sales and stuff. You could do that. You also should do it to the remote. The other suggestion that he says to do is to write down the steps you're going to do in the scenes, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So get a pad and paper as well on this so that you can write down each step you did. So in case this goes out, you have all the steps and you don't have to actually set up the projector to do all this again. You would know which projector went to which, and then you could reprogram the steps back in. Generally, if you sign up for an account on this, it will keep it that way as well. So we have that is in there. You click done. There's a very small button that says done. So now it will load up the actual smart IR. So this already has the projector on there, but we are going to add. Now, this is where you can look. If you have a name brand projector, say a Philips, an LG, things like that, you can look in this projector thing and it will actually list a bunch of name brands and some ones I've never heard of. So there's a very good chance yours could be in there. The Window FX from Total Home FX and the Atmos FX ones are not on there. I believe the new Atmos FX ones might be, but you would have to look at the name of the projector itself. So since this does not have it, we already know that, there's a button down here that says DIY. There you go, right there. So we're going to hit DIY. Now, it's still going to tell you what kind of things you want to learn it from. So we still click projector. And since you don't see that, but still, it's still going to ask you here. So there's a BenQ. Some of these are old too. Adele, the DP, Epson, Fujitsu, Harman Kardon. So there are still a lot in focus, and some of these are old, some of these are new. So I mean, there's some ones in here I've never heard of. Rainbow, Rigel, Rucheng. So, anyways, but it's not on there. So we're gonna go down here to Other. There's a little button down here that says Other. You're gonna hit that button, and then it brings up a remote. Now, it says to put the remote, so we're going to take this little remote, and we're going to put it, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go like this, and we're going to put this little remote thing right here, and we're going to put the other remote right here. We're actually going to back this up just a little bit, so that you can see. We really don't care where the IR is, it's more the remote control that I want to get in this picture. So we will go out a little bit. So we have it within, let's say, okay, so it's within 3 centimeters. So you hit OK. Now, you have all the buttons right here. It's lighting up the power and the OK button right now. The OK button will always be green, but the power button is green right now too. So what you're going to do is also make sure your batteries are good in your remotes. So you hit the word learn. Move this up a little bit. Hit the word learn, and you hit power. Now, if you notice, it was circling there. It's telling you, okay, that's the one that we're looking for right now, and you have programmed it. It says a check mark. You're good to go. So you go to Next, and it will highlight the menu button. And you hit Learn, and you hit the menu button. And it connects it. Then you go to Next, and it's the mute button. Now, this doesn't have a mute button on there, so hit Next. We're going to go volume down. We're going to hit Learn, and we're going to do volume down. Okay. Now, for the next one, this remote, this digital remote, does not have a play button. So there may be something in the more, but we don't want to mess with that because then you have to do 2 clicks to do the scenes. So what we're going to do is this home button, because you never use that on these projectors when you do, because there isn't really a home button on here. I'm sure maybe it's that one right there, the one in the middle. But so we're going to go to home, and that is going to be our play and pause button. So we're going to hit Learn, and we're going to hit play and pause. Then we're going to go to next, and we're going to do learn, and we're going to do volume up. Okay, and now we're going to go to next, and we're going to do learn. So that's the up arrow. You got the up arrow, learn, left arrow, next, learn, right arrow, next, learn, down arrow, next, learn, and this is the OK button. So that's in the middle. Those are the very important ones, is your power, your up, left, right, and down, and your OK and your play. Those are the big ones to make sure you program. Back button is learn, back button, and once you're done, now if your remote has something else or you want to add something else to it, there's probably more in the more button. So we're going to do next, and it will say enumeration keys have been learned. Yay, good job. So we're going to do learn end. So it will ask you the remote model. So what I would do is, let's say your projector is a silver total home FX. I would go silver window, total FX. Okay, and then the appliance model, you don't have to, I don't think you have to do that. So we will save it. So you have to put something in the remote model. So now I believe this is projector 1. They're both the same, so that's fine. So now you have a projector 1. Now the cool thing is that this already will work on your projector. It will already turn it on just by using this. So let's say you lose this remote. You have a remote now. So the cool thing about this whole dome is the IR. So anywhere you put this, minus in a shoebox or something, if you put this in the room 10 meters, within 10 meters of any IR, it will control those. So your TV, your anything. This also works with Alexa and Google as well. So that I have not figured out. I'll let you do that on your own. So right now, it's in this space right now. If I hit the power button, it just turned on the projector. We're going to show you the steps here in a minute. And now, I gotta make sure it turns it off. And it just turned it off. So you now have a remote. But that's not the cool thing we want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this. So now we have projector 1, smart IR 2. So we have that. We're good. I am now going to switch around the video screen so that we can see everything we're doing with the projector and everything. So what you need to do is, now that you have your projector and smart IR on here, you need to set up your projector so that you've got a projector going, the one you're going to use, and because you're going to need to time things. So you're also going to need probably a stopwatch for the very first one, and the rest you don't need it. So your phone or whatever. But you're going to need to, because there will be delay times that you'll need to do. Trying to get this there we go. I have this projector I just figured out is bad because it's got a really bad little thing in the middle there. Anyways, so there's a button down here, down on the bottom here, that says scenes. Hit that button, and we're gonna create a scene. So we're gonna create a scene, and now it says different things. So what we're gonna do is we're going to create the scene where you want to tell it. The first thing you're doing is you're gonna tell it when to start this thing. So when the weather changes, so sunrise, sunset type of thing, when the location changes, so if you were to leave home, these are also for different things like lights and things like that. Also, then you could do tap to run, but we're going to do it as a schedule, because we're going to say that you're going to run these every night at 6:30. So it is 6:30 would be 18. You know what? Anyways, if your thing is on military time, I believe there's a way to change that, but 18 is 6 o'clock. So we're going to make this go back down to 30. So, and then you hit next. So now, if is when it starts. So if schedule at 6:30, then you're going to add tasks. So this little button right here is a little plus sign, and you're going to hit this, and you're going to say run the device. So run the device will be an action you will do. Basically, this is you pressing a button on the remote. So a run the device is press button on the remote. So remember that. So we hit projector 1, and it will bring up the remote. You don't need the remote anymore, by the way. Yeah. Sorry, yes you will, because you'll need it to do the projection itself. So you hit the power button. So now it says then power. So right now at 6:30, it will turn on the projector. That's all it will do. So the problem with that is when you turn on these projectors, as you'll see, well, let's do this. So we'll turn this projector off, and then we're going to turn it on. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4, 1000, 5, 1000, 6, 1000, 7, 1000, 8, 1000, 9, 1000, 10, 1000, 11, 1000, 12, 1000. So 12 seconds before you can do anything. So you'd have to wait 12 seconds to be able to press the real remote button. So you wait 12 seconds. To do that on here, you have to press the plus sign again. It's touchy. Delay the action is the next one. So delay the action. It will always start at 1 minute. You want to bring that down to 0 minutes and thumb this up to 12 seconds. And then you hit next. So now it will do power on, and it'll wait 12 seconds for your next command. So the next command would be that we hit the OK button. So the OK button will lead you to that screen right there. So we want to hit run the device, projector 1, and you want to hit OK. Boom. So now it will go to this screen. And it takes a second to get to that screen. So after you've hit OK, you want to delay the action by 1 second. So now you have another delay, and then you want to hit OK again to make it go into that screen there. So you hit run the device, projector 1, it loads the remote, you hit OK, and now you have another OK. Now you want to go, you have, basically after every action, you need to add a 1 second delay. So it should look like this. Power on, delay. OK, delay. OK, delay. Now we're going to add in, because you want to go to the right one. To select that box right there, you hit the right button 1 time. So you go to projector 1. Sorry. Of course, this will do that because that's how this projector acts when you hover over it. So that's fine. You've hit over 1. So now your projector says navigate right. So then we got to add another delay. Actually, this one you don't. Yeah, you do need to do the delay. Because now we're going to hit. Because on these you need to select the little it puts the little, let's see, where am I at? Right there is a little check mark. So we're adding the check mark because you're telling the projector to play that file. So we're going to do select the action, and we're going to hit OK. So now we have to navigate right, delay, OK, and then we want to delay the action 1 second. We're going to hit next. So now you want to play this one. You want to get the projector going, and you've selected the file, you've check marked it, and now you want to hit play. So we're going to add another action, run the device, projector 1, and we're going to hit the home button. So now, just as a quick recap, we have projector on, 12 seconds, okay, then delay the action, projector on, okay, or then you hit okay again, delay the action, hit right one time, delay, hit okay, and then hit play, or the home page button. So that will now, in theory, because we're going to test this, it'll do that exact action in those steps for you. So we're going to hit save, automation created, start using it, and we'll say yes. So what it will say is right here, this one says one automation available. Oh, one automation available. Tap. Oh, one. That's because I did it on the other Wi-Fi. So I'll delete that animation. But right now, this means that it's on. So this little green light needs to be. This little thing needs to be on. After you're done for the season, you can also rename this thing. If schedule 1830, you can go back in and rename that. And I'll show you that in a minute. But you can also just turn it off. And then now it's turned off for the season. You can come back in Halloween, and you can hit that back on again, and everything you did just now is saved and on there. So, what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the projector. We're going to edit this, so the time start, because it is now, let's see, 7 is 19, so it's 20. So it's 20:06. So we're going to say at 20:07, so at 8:07, we're going to watch what this does. So, see, now notice it still says 1830 because I didn't change it myself. I didn't change the name, so we'll change the name after this step. But at 8:07, so here in just a minute, we're going to watch this screen right here, and this is all going to automate on its own. Oh, here it goes. So it's turned on. The IR is waiting the 12 seconds. There it goes, videos, over 1, hit check mark, hit play. And there it goes. And there's the projection. Isn't that cool? That is so cool. We can now, I will show you now how you can go in. So you hit that little button on the right there, and see right up here where it says all this. There's a little, sorry you can't see that because I don't have it over here the right way. So see where it says these 3 little dots right there, and now you can actually, you want to do the effective period. That's fine. Please head to your home address. So this is where you can set it to do this type of thing. You want to make it do every day, because you want it to be every day. So the effective period is 24 hours. Now, what you can do is you can also set this thing to do different cities and different things. So I'm going to let you play with that on your own. But the effective period, so you could do from sunrise to sunset, or from sunset to sunrise, or you can do so you can do the current city. So you can say you're in Portland, Oregon, or whatever, and it will actually adjust. If you say you want it to come on at sunset, then this thing will run every time sunset time hits in your city. So every day that moves about 1 minute to 3 minutes every day. So every day that will get a little bit darker earlier. So you can do that, or you can just have it do, I want it to do, so it is all, the effective period is all day, but right here is where you can change the name. So you just click that right there, and you do Halloween window dancing skeletons, whatever, I would name it where you're using it, not what it's playing. So if this goes in your kitchen window, name this kitchen window Halloween. So then you know this program is for the Halloween file that you have on here. Now, if you want to go and do a Christmas display, and you want to do Christmas ones on here, and you have one file, if you put that one, if you take the Halloween file off, and you put that one Christmas file on there, it will do the same exact action. It doesn't care what file is there, it just knows there's a file 1 to the right to hit OK on. So then it will run whatever file's in that spot on the right. The first right click is the one that it will use. So we're going to leave it as that, whatever. So if you wanted it to do several files in there, you would have to hit more rights, delay, another, OK, delay, right, OK, delay, all those kinds of things. So you have to repeat that all the time. You can easily go along and you can delete by holding it to the right, and you can delete it that way. If you hit the button, let's see what it does. Okay, so then it's just telling you you're just changing the action. So if you wanted this to become, left 1, then you can go back in and change it there. It'll change just that line. So if you accidentally hit right 1, but you need to go left 1, then you just go back and change it that way. You also can slide these up and down. So let's say you accidentally did two delays and then an OK. You can take this, you hold it, and then you can move it up. See? Move it up and move it down. So, like I said, you can, and that's it for this projector. Put the projector, or put the projector in a box or wherever you're going to put it, and put the IR near it. And like I said, if this is in a room, let's say you have 2 windows in your living room and you have 2 projectors, you could run both of these projectors off that one IR. Anything in the room can react to that IR. So you can run 3 projectors in there. As long as they're within sight of the IR, you can run them on this. Obviously, you're going to have to check each one. But this would be for projector 1. So then you'd go back and say, okay, for the other window, that would be living room window 2 and living room window 1. So now you'd have to go back through and do living room window 2 and do all of this again so that you have the setup for that other projector. Once 6:30 rolls around, and as long as your tablet is on, your tablet needs to be on. So I would suggest finding a tablet or an extra one or something like that is plugged in all the time, and that's always on, and it's always ready to go and stuff. Is you have your tablet running all the time, and that it's in the house where the Wi-Fi is. It obviously has to be connected to the same Wi-Fi that the IRs are on, so it has to be connected to your 2.4. And then it will tell the IRs wherever it is on the Wi-Fi network. So my friend Eric has one in his bedroom, one in his office, and one in the living room. So he has 3 different windows. All 3 of them go on at the same time and do all their same actions at the same exact time. So because all of those IRs are on the same Wi-Fi network, and they all interact with the tablet that's on the Wi-Fi network. So that's the biggest thing, is to make sure that everything's on the same Wi-Fi name, password, and the signal, obviously. You can obviously add more stuff to the remotes. I believe that when this turns on the next time, it will not have a sound at all. If you have sound on it, then obviously you can mess with that. But this gives you a quick tutorial about how to set up all of these actions on here so that you can mimic the remote. And yeah, like I said, you should you can either take a screenshot of this. If it's not, like this one's not that long, so I can actually take a screenshot of that. Some of these will be a lot longer, especially if you're doing volumes. If you're doing several files, they're going to be a lot longer. So you could take a screenshot of your tablet screen, and that would be your log, or write it down, type it out in your computer or whatever, and save it, and then obviously label it which projector it goes to and which file. And then you would know, okay, hey, I lost my tablet. My tablet died. I need to get a new tablet. Well, you want to sign up for an account on this so that this stuff is saved as well. And then if it doesn't bring back all this stuff from there, because that is something I have not tried yet, then you have all the actions you did, and you don't need to set up your projector and do what we just did here by seeing the projection on the screen. You would just know which things to do again. like we said, like I said, you can do this for any of the items. So you can actually have this app. We can go back. Yes, discard the changes. So this app does, like as you saw, we can go back to home. On this app right now, I also have 2 floodlights. I can now control those floodlights with a scene as well. So I can say, okay, well, I want this left floodlight to go to a well, that doesn't have a remote, so that'll be a little bit different. But what you can do is if, let's say, you had, you use the app for this, because that should bring it up. Actually, it should do that. It may actually. You know what? Let's test this, because those lights are on right now too. Unable to connect. Oh, that's because they're on the different Wi-Fi. That's why they're showing it, is because I did these on a different Wi-Fi. So like I said, big time, make sure everything's on the same Wi-Fi. But you should be able to click make a scene, create a scene. You want to tap. You want to tap to run. That's fine. We want to do then run the device. We want to run the smart life. So, see right here, it has different things. On, off, mode, brightness, color, temp, timer. You can do all that stuff within there. So, play with the different things. You can use the smart plugs, smart outlets. Let's see, what all devices did it have? Cancel. Discard. So we go back to home. So you can go to add device. Some of the things, this is a really small screen, but it's got electrical plugs, switches, dimmer switches, curtain switches, wireless card switches. It's got lighting, all these different lightings. It's got ring lights and PIR lights and ceiling fans, gateway controls, outdoor travel. I don't know what outdoor travel would be, but... Oh, you can have it run your frickin' segways and stuff. Your trail cameras. Energy would probably be, what do you got here? Smart water meters, electric meters, breakers, portable power supplies, bicycle chargings to EV chargers. This app could literally run everything in your house if it has wireless or Bluetooth or a remote. So you really could do a lot of stuff. Eric said that he has a candle warmer attached to this. He's got all of his light bulbs. He even has it to where his lights on the outside do Halloween during the Halloween time. And then at 11 o'clock, they go back to white, as in a normal porch light. So his porch light goes to Halloween colors, and then it goes to white afterwards. And he programmed that all within this app to make it do that. So this app is very robust and can do a lot of things. Hence why its name is Smart Life. So that is basically the how-to of how to automate your projectors. And like I said, you can if you have a bunch of projectors in different spots, like I have 4 in the yard, they're not anywhere near each other's space, so I would have to get an IR for every single projector I have, and that would be, I guess I'd have to get 6 of these IRs. So you either buy them all in bulk in one shot, or you buy a bunch of them, throughout the next year before Halloween comes for next year. And you can play with this in the off season. So if you have any questions, I am fully welcome to, or ready to help people individually as well. I would suggest, just for the ease of everything, get a tablet you don't use very much, and leave it at home, leave it plugged in all the time, and not have the you can have the screen go off, but make sure the app is on. And you could try it without, try different, trial and error. Try it without the app on and see if maybe the app doesn't need to even be on to run this thing. It may not. It may run in the background. I doubt it, though. I don't think it's that smart, but we'll see. It says, I don't know what it said. Smart Life is running in the background. So you could turn this down like this and turn it off probably, and but it needs to be running. It's you need to have turned the app on. But if you just turn on the app and leave the tablet plugged in all the time, it should run every day on cue for you. So thank you for joining me on this. And like I said, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to Facebook message me or on this YouTube, comment on the bottom down here. So thank you and have fun.